Babylon's finest because the world is messed up, but we ain't tripping though. Ain't that right, Lady Linda?
Definitely.
Bet, big bets. So, what topic we leading off with today?
Uh, so when did you start my school?
You know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this Farrakhan story because he really on his Martin Luther King ish. You know, if you watch the video, and I think this story is going like under the radar. You know, I think black folks ain't paying attention to it like they should be, cause Farrakhan was in that pool pit and he said some things, and he said some things people ain't paying attention to. So,
Mm.
long story short, do you know what he said?
Do I know what he said? What in particular are you speaking of?
The freaking video I sent you.
I'm talking about. So what specifically are you talking about?
Man, he basically said something like he like Jesus is his redeemer, and he know he gonna have to pay a cost for all the stuff he been teaching all these years. And
Right.
and you know he's a Muslim, and you know Muslims don't believe in Jesus as their Messiah. And
Right.
Farrakhan was like, see, like Satan, you can have like the house and the clothes and everything, but you can't have me. So like I'm saying like, whoa, this is like a
Oh.
bombshell because he basically converting into Christianity right there in the pulpit in front of his whole congregation. You feel me?
Right.
So, you know, but black people such seep, you know, any man they look up to, you know what I'm saying, they'll just go along with he doing, you know, like if I was his congregation, I'd be like, hey, yo, Farrakhan, what you on? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You can't switch up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, I believe in the Messiah, so that's me, so, you know, I ain't tripping. But if I was like a
Mm.
Muslim, you know, in his congregation, I'd be like, no, you can't do this. Like, so, I don't know. How you feel about it?
Well, personally, I feel like once so I feel like he admitted that he know that he's gonna have some repercussions for it. So I think at least on his part, I
Mm.
mean I can respect that. At least he's holding himself
You
accountable.
breaking up. You breaking up, sweetie. What's going on?
I know it is.
You in a bad room?
And hello,
Yeah.
it's a little bit better.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is, it's. I mean, being in the congregation, if I was that person, I kind of would feel like you. I'd be like, wait a minute, like you've been telling us all this stuff all this time, trying to get us to go this way, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna switch up. Like me
Right.
personally, I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna be like, why are we doing this? Why are you going this way? Are you trying to lead us this way, or is it just for you? Like I would want to know what angle he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? To be able to kind of understand it a little bit better, as opposed to just being like, he a sellout. Because you
Right.
can't say it. We don't know exactly what's going on in his life, for real, for real. So you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what he's going through, what he's been dealing with. So it might have been something where, he might have had a dream and Jesus came to him in a dream. It could have been anything. So we don't know for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But I do feel like when you brought up the story, I already was like, something is a little bit iffy about that. And I know you have your religion. What exactly is your religion again?
Oh, we with the Hebrew gang over here, you know, Hebrew Israelites.
All right. And I
Yeah.
have no religion, but coming from being a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
like it's kind of easy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to follow Jesus and go to church.
You
It's
said you
that
said you said it's easy.
it's easy. I think people.
Yeah. Christianity is easy. Yeah, you know.
That's what I mean. Christianity is easy. Yeah.
Yeah. All
I
day.
mean, you just all they tell you is follow a good book. You know what I'm saying?
No. See, now you're diving in deeper waters, you know. So when you say that, I would have to tell you nay on that one because it's
Right.
way different
Right.
from following the book than following Christianity. Two different things, you know.
Hmm.
Mm,
I feel like the basis. Uh, the basis of any religion, honestly, is the book. If they had a book, what would they base it on?
They based it on their understanding of the book. The book is definitely the foundation, but the book is
Right.
so big you can come up with plenty of doctrines all day, different days, and twist them and do whatever. And so, but like the main thing of the book, like what most people have in common is their faith in the Messiah. So
Right.
that was the main thing that Louis Farrakhan was trying to, what I'm saying, bring home to his people when he was in that pulpit saying what he was saying. So like I feel that, going back on the topic, I feel that he has to expound on that. He must. He owed the people that, maybe he did and I didn't see the full lecture. But even on
Right.
top of that, he's going to have to sit down with the press and let them know what he meant by that. Not just the Muslims in Chicago, but black people around the world. We've been listening to you. Like we don't have to be a Muslim to listen to you and follow you. You know what I'm saying? And we've been following you and listening to you as black people because you are a black leader. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
he has to own up to what he said and clarify it because what he said was heavy. And I believe a lot of people, I believe a lot of Muslims. But the crazy thing is, it's like it seemed like he forgot what he said. Because like I'm seeing like this video. It wasn't that long ago, and then like I think I seen them lately. He back in the pulpit talking about Allah and I'm a Muslim and yada yada yada. But
Wow.
what was this all about? This clip right here, like did you forget
Right.
that you said this? You gonna brush that under the rug? Did you come under some threats? Like what happened, man? This clip is floating around the internet and it's not going nowhere. It's hard to delete a clip. So you on record saying, what I'm saying, you accept the Messiah and you're gonna have to deal with what you've been teaching. So all I'm saying is that he need to explain that and we need to put pressure on him to explain that, and his congregation is a bunch of sheep just to go to whatever
Mm-hmm.
what you call it, like mass. I don't know what you call it, the Islam service. Just to go to service one day and your pastor say this and you start clapping. Like, come on now. Like, what's up with you and
Right.
your relationship with your higher power? Like, don't let this man in the pulpit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just swing you back and forth. Like
Right.
that's what I said about Umar Johnson. Like, I've been called out Umar Johnson like from the beginning, like 2 years ago, and now like it's really coming to the light. Of
Mm-hmm.
the things that he's doing. Cause like I told black people before, you gotta watch out for these black leaders that come in your community asking for donations, saying they gonna promise us something. Like,
Right.
all they is a bunch of pimps and players and hustlers and whatnot. And we synced this before. We act like we never synced this
Right.
story before. Like people just coming in and basically prostituting us as a black community, telling us to
Mm-hmm.
go do this and do that and bring it back to them. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they not showing us no results. So
Right.
like these leaders in general is gonna have to clarify themselves, and they're gonna have to start showing, they what they really doing, because Umar said he was gonna build a school. Where the school at, Umar? You know what I'm saying? Like build a daycare, do something, you know. You didn't get all this money people didn't donate it to you, and Farrakhan flip flopping in the pulpit, and so like that's what happens when you follow man in general. So
Yeah, right. That's probably the bigger lesson that you learn from the situation, though.
following these mans, you know what I'm saying?
That's where a lot of the issue comes in with situations like that. And I think that's why with the situation about Farrakhan, quote unquote, accepting Jesus for whatever day he decided to do that for, I feel like if that's what it is, then that's fine. Now, I agree with what you said about people being in the congregation. Like, I'm not going to just be like, oh, okay, you're going to do that? Sure, I'll clap, I'll go with you. Nah, no. See, that's the thing. You can't just keep bandwagoning. And I think that's what a lot of people do, like I said, because it's easy. And I feel like not to, like, ruffle any feathers about Christianity or anything like that. I feel like when people go to religion or they go to church or they go to stuff like that, I feel like not all of them, but some of them are looking for that. They're looking to be led. And what better place to go than the church? If
You
I'm
know
going to
what?
be led anywhere.
You going in too. You going in, but I gotta handle some business real quick. Hold that thought though. I'm gonna call you right back. All right.
All right.
All right, my fault.
Mhm.